What's up, guys? Derek from MorePlatesMoreDates.com. Today we're going to be talking about exactly how does my diet change, transitioning from cutting into bulking and vice versa. So I get a lot of questions about, what's the proper bulking foods to eat, what are the proper cutting foods to eat, such and such. At the end of the day, my diet, how it changes from bulking to cutting, it's no different. The only thing that differs is the quantities of those foods. Typically, in addition to that, some are rotated out for more calorie dense versions of the same food. So, example, let's just say I'm cutting, I'm down to, 2,300 calories or something. I'm like 6% body fat, doing cardio 5 to 6 times a week, whatever. Just a hypothetical example. Now it's time to start reverse dieting back into a bulk. What do? Well, things I've taken out of the diet, first of all, to reach those 2,300 calories are going to be slowly reintroduced. So, calories that I cut out through calorie restriction, typically coming from carb sources, so things like, oatmeal, rice, stuff like that, maybe some fruit post-workout, things like that are going to get slowly reintroduced. As I get closer to my maintenance level and I start working my way into a surplus where foods are actually added in excess of what, the standard maintenance diet I'm eating, that's when things are start being rotated out for more calorie dense versions. So things like my chicken, my fish, those get rotated out for, extra lean ground beef, stuff like that, steaks, things of that nature. So things that are, less as far as maybe like adding in more peanut butter again, things that have been cut out get reintroduced and vice versa. So going up and down between cutting and bulking, the protein requirements, in my opinion, are typically, for me personally, I keep it about the same. My protein never really differs. The only thing that changes essentially is the carbs and the fats. So as I go down, things that are fatty start to get opted out for more lean cuts. So meats, fatty cuts of meat are opted out for, leaner cuts of meat. So that cuts calories out of my fat sources. And then as far as carbohydrates, those get slowly cut out as well. And eventually I'm down to whatever my desired level of body fat is, and those, foods that were once part of my diet are no longer part of my diet. As far as getting back into the bulk, putting on new tissue, those things are slowly reintroduced and in greater quantities. So things are added back in like the ground beef instead of the chicken. Things like, having a full cup of oatmeal versus a third cup of oatmeal, that kind of stuff. So it's like the foods don't actually, substantially change. It's not like I have like magical bulking foods or like magical cutting foods, you know what I mean? It's more just like the caloric density of the food and if it's going to fit my macronutrient allotment and my calorie requirements. And as far as outside of the scope of that, it doesn't change substantially. So as far as, overcomplicating things and thinking, you need like a vastly different, bulk diet to a cut diet, it's like the foods are more or less the same. It's just how you allocate them quantity-wise and portioning that ultimately determines, are you going to gain weight, are you going to lose weight, are you in a surplus, are you in a deficit. So keep that in mind. Don't overcomplicate things. Things are simpler than they appear. I know it can be extremely overwhelming when you're first starting all this, but at the end of the day, it's just science. Numbers in versus numbers out. Calories in, calories out. Energy expenditure, energy intake. That's all you need to worry about. So hit your numbers, hit your macro allotments, eat clean, ideally, and, portion your foods appropriately. So anyways, hope that helps for you guys who've been asking me. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, check out my blog, moreplatesmoredates.com. Subscribe there. Talk to you guys soon.